Hi all, when I first learned Java, this one line confused me a lot. So even in interviews, when someone asks me about this line, I don't know what to say. So today we will understand what is really happening here. So after this video, you will not just remember this line, you will understand it clearly. So first let's understand one important thing. When you run a Java program, you are not starting the program. The JVM starts the program. The JVM looks for one special method to start the execution. That method is called main method. So now let's do one simple experiment. If we change the method name, will the program still run? Let's see. I am changing here method name as start and just run the program. So you will see the error main method not found in class test. Please define the main method as public static void main string arguments. So what this actually error means? Java is telling us something. I cannot find the main method. So I don't know where to start. So now let's change back it to main method and run the program. So now you can see the output as hello world. Now the program runs successfully. This is why the method name must be exactly main method. Now we know that JVM looks for main method, but there is one more important question. How does the JVM call this method without creating an object? So in Java, normally we call methods using object, but the JVM does not create an object to start the program. So the main method must be static. So let's do one simple experiment. Let's remove static and see whether program is running or not. So click on run button. So you will see the error. Main method is not static in class test. Please define the method as public static void main string of array arguments. So Java is telling something. JVM cannot call main method because it is not static. That's why static is required. So now let's skip static and run the program. So I'm keeping here a static and again running the program. So program is running successfully and we are getting hello world output. So in interview, when you say main method is static because JVM calls it without creating an object. So now we have seen why we required main method and why we required static method. Now let's see why we require public method in Java. So now we know that JVM finds main method and how it calls, but I have one important question. Can the JVM access this method? In Java, every method has an access label. Public means the method can be accessed from anywhere. So the JVM is outside our class. So the main method must be public. So now let's do one simple experiment. Let's change from public to private. So what is private exactly? Private is one of the access modifiers. So now let's see what happens when we change from public to private. Let's run the program. So now IntelliJ will throw error. Main method not found in class test. Please define the main method as public static void main string of array arguments. Or is telling us one thing. JVM cannot access the main method. That is why main method must be public. So now let's make it public and run the application. Let's see what happens. So I will make it here as public and I have run the application. So by making it public again, our program is running successfully and we are getting hello world program. So in interview, you can say main method is public, so the JVM can access it from outside the class. Now we have understand how the JVM finds main method. We also know that how it calls this method and how it accesses it. Now let's talk about one small word here, that is void. In Java, every method has a return type. The return type tells what the method gives back. Void means the method gives back nothing. The JVM does not expect any value from the main method. So the return type is void. Let me show you this with a simple example. So after this block, I am creating a method, static method with return type as int. and giving the method name as demo. So inside this method, I am returning just an integer value. Suppose I am returning it as 10. So now if I make this return type as void, you will get the compile time error. So if I change from int to void, you will get the compile time error saying that cannot return a value from a method with the void reason set. So in interview, you can say main method is void because the JVM does not expect any return value. So you can see here when it was string, it was successfully returning any value. But so once we make it from string to void value, it is giving compile time error because void does not expect any return type. Now the remaining part is why we require string of array arguments. So let's discuss now this thing. So now let's understand string of array arguments. So string of array arguments is used to take input when the program starts. This input comes from command line. So argument is just a name. We can change this name. String of array argument means many values of string type. Before we end the video, let me show you one interesting thing. So if I remove static from here and put it before public, so will this program run? What do you think? Well, let's run the program and check. So once we run the program, we are getting output as hello world. So what is the reason? Public and static are modifiers and modifiers can change the order. So since both are modifiers, public can be at first position, which is also valid. Static, if we place it at first position, that is also valid. But what will happen in the case of void? So void is actually not a modifier. And if you try to place it in first position before static, you will get compile time error saying modify static not allowed here. So what about main method? It is also not a modifier, it is a method. So if we try to do the same thing, we will get the compile time error. So if you are new to this channel, please subscribe my channel so you won't miss any update on my upcoming videos. Happy learning with Java and see you in the next video.